friends, thanks so much for joining me today. I am pumped to do a full face of Milani, and what prompted this was the absolute cutest PR package. Look at this. It's like a little suitcase. The girls can't wait to play with this when I'm done using it. It's so cute, and they're kind of like re-promoting / launching some new things. As I open it up here, we can see they've got some new bronzing drops. We've got a couple of different Luminoso products, a gloss and a stick blush, along with just the classic Luminoso. And then for summertime, I think these items, I know the SPF mist has been out for a while, but we've got the SPF primer, a waterproof anti-gravity mascara, and right in here's my little passport, my little explanation of all the products. So I've already got my skin moisturized, and I was thinking of working the bronzing drops into my moisturizer, but I'm actually gonna mix them with foundation today because my foundation from Milani is probably a little bit light for me right now, so maybe this will change things for me. We'll see. So I'll start with this primer. It says SPF BFF SPF 30 primer. Just looks a little bit creamy as you squirt it out of the tube. And it's very easily blendable. I'm used to putting my Aveeno Baby SPF all over my skin. That stuff is actually kind of hard to blend. This blends in great. It's giving my skin that little bit of extra moisture, but then also, of course, the sun protection as well. And we also have SPF in the setting spray. This is mine that I had from before, but there's a larger size that came in that PR package, so we'll get to that as well. But yeah, there were 3 tones of these bronzing drops, and I pulled out the lightest one for me. It says Conceal and Perfect Sun-Kissed Liquid Bronzing Drops with copper peptides and hyaluronic acid. Also says on the back it has 2% glycerin. So we've seen bronzing drops very recently come out from e.l.f. and now here's Milani's take. How am I going to do my mixing here? I've got Conceal and Perfect Foundation. So this is Milani's primary coverage product that they've had out for a while. I know they do have like a more lightweight tinted moisturizer glowy type of thing. I used to have that. I don't have it anymore. My shade in this is Creamy Natural. So I'm going to squeeze out like mostly a pump of that, and then taking my drops in light, I'm going to squeeze what looks like almost an equal amount onto there. And I know the consistency or the, I guess, coverage level of the bronzing drops is going to be very light, but we're just going to try to do this. See if it makes a difference for the depth of the foundation. And I'm just going to blend it in with my e.l.f. Total Face Sponge. I can totally see, like, blending this in over here, this foundation is not very luminous at all. I would say it's overall like a matte finish, approaching full coverage type of foundation. So any luminosity we're seeing here is going to be coming from those drops that I mixed in. I feel like it's working into my skin tone really well right now. And you could use something like those bronzing drops. You could use them just as is, like as a bronzer step if you wanted to, a liquid bronzer. I just thought, hey, I got a plan for you guys today. I got a purpose. I need to darken up this foundation. Let's try it. Actually really liking the effect. It's making this foundation seem more like a somewhat luminous medium coverage. Anyone familiar with this knows that Conceal and Perfect ain't giving that kind of glow on top of the cheeks on its own. Again, this is just the light shade. Put a little bit on my hand here. Depth level on light is honestly very soft, but there's tons of glow. And then I've got my Conceal and Perfect concealer. I know this is a very light shade, but I'm not mixing bronzing drops into these as well, I don't think. Just Conceal and Perfect concealer, shade is Ivory Rose. I have not been the biggest fan of this one. Like, if this is Milani's take on really full coverage, to me it doesn't quite stand up to like e.l.f. Camo Concealer and some of the other really full coverage options from the drugstore. That's just my opinion. I don't think it looks as fresh on the skin. This is going to brighten me up a lot, and it does have coverage, don't get me wrong, but for whatever reason it seems a bit more drying on me than some of my other little drugstore concealer options. Trying to get that blended in even better around the inner corner, and around the nose. I just put this concealer into the category of not bad, but not my absolute favorite. I mean, we all have products like that, right? This isn't ruining my look or anything. This is not problematic. But yeah, there we go. Under eyes are brightened. If I get at a certain angle, I can still see the little dip in my skin right there, showing I haven't gotten to bed quite as early as I should have the last several nights. Can't blame Milani for everything, but here's the next step. I'm gonna do some setting powder, and I have used and have since decluttered Milani's loose setting powder. Even in the lightest shade that's available in that stuff, I feel like it dims down my skin considerably. It is not brightening on me. Unless they come out with a shade that is majorly majorly brightening than their lightest option. That stuff's just not working for me. Instead of that, I'm going to pull in my Wet n Wild Photo Focus Translucent Powder. We know this stuff is good. It's pretty much right up there with my Maybelline Fit Me Loose Powder in Fair. I get a healthy amount there on my Triangle Puff and we will dust away. But this ends up giving me really good staying power all day and just the best look, I think. I'm going to press it in around my nose, hit the chin as well, and then I can take my Morphe bullet brush and just dust away. We call this microwaving. We don't let it sit there a long time. It's not quite baking. Just wait till we get to the technique of air frying your face on my channel. The rest of the face really doesn't feel like it even needs to be set with anything additional. Like, I'm not feeling dewy right now. For contour, I'm gonna use my little Conceal and Perfect liquid contour in the shade 02 Ginger. This is a really good product. I haven't used mine in a while, but it's very easily blendable. Thing I don't like is that, look how messy this gets because it's a puffy tip, but this cap is so small that it just gets all over there. So I don't love that, but the shade is really good and the product itself is very easily blendable. But don't do too much bronzer, Em. Don't do too much. The last liquid bronzer I used did not go over well. Frankly, it was more so my application and just the way I blended it in probably. Also, I applied it on top of bronzer I already had on my skin and maybe I just didn't need that much. Okay, this is not too dark of a shade, so we'll just blend that up into the old hairline. And like I said, you could pull in the bronzing drops for like a sheer bronzy kind of glow, even on top of makeup. It doesn't all have to blend into your skincare or blend into your foundation. But I'm just using my Sephora 56, getting a little contour going. Like I said, I enjoy this product. I'm used to this product. All right, I'm happy with that. We're a little bit bronzy, not too bronzy. And then we have a new product. We've got our Cheek Kiss blush stick. So this is something that maybe Milani's just trotting it out in the one shade, the Luminoso, because I could see them eventually adding more colors. That would make sense. But yeah, right now it's in Luminoso. It seems ultra glowy. Like, look at all that golden glow coming off of it. Let's use it. I've not used this yet at all. We're just gonna apply some there. Can you see my stripe? Looks like it's going to be very glowy, but we could also apply Luminoso powder blush over top too. It went on in a very creamy, soft, like transferred down onto the skin easily type of way. Dabbing, dabbing. I think that's really pretty. The blushiness factor, like it's subtle. I can definitely see the glow, like it would make for kind of a highlighter optional skin. Yeah, I think that looks nice. I dig that. But what would it look like if we put more blush on top? I've got my Luminoso here. This was not out of the PR package because I already owned this. So Luminoso, just a very well-known, well-loved, cult following kind of blush in the drugstore. It's got this soft, peachy glow that everybody just really loves. And I feel like as I put that on top of the blush stick, my cheeks almost look softened, like it feels like a veil kind of came over. And I've still got some glow, but it just seems, I don't know, a little bit softer, more pearly, kind of hourglass vibes, you know? I like the layered effect of the two, actually. And I was watching a TikTok not too long ago where some people were really paying attention to where the Milani products were made and how like the blushes are made in Italy, just like Laura Geller's. Products come from all over the world. These are made in Germany. My eyeshadow palette, my bronzing drops. Looks like a lot of it comes from Germany actually. So skin's looking, I think, really pretty right now. The coverage is super even. We've done some contour, but it's soft. We've got that beautiful Luminoso glow happening. And then we have our setting spray. So I have been using my just plain Milani Make It Last a lot lately, but this PR package was a good reminder to pull out my SPF 30. I've used about half of this. I'm gonna shake it up and just give myself a little mist on top. Seems like it would be a good thing to take on vacation if you just kind of wanted to refresh your look and get a little added SPF going on, but yeah, looks good. For my brows, this was nothing new in the package or anything, but just something I bought somewhere along the lines from Milani. It's the Precision Brow in the shade Espresso. Got the little brush on the other end, as they all do, and I'm just gonna brush through my brows and then give them a quick fill in. This pencil is good. I wouldn't say it's head and shoulders above any of the other skinny brow pencils that you can find. It's definitely an equivalent to ABH Brow Wiz type of pencil. I know like CoverGirl recently came out with the Nano that's even skinnier than Brow Wiz. Really like that too, but this works fine. Oh, I got a kitten eating in the girls' room. We've officially got the Dealey Law Firm content up and running on Facebook and on Instagram. It's kind of been my job. Bub started his own law firm, and now, you know, we're putting out the info on it, putting out the announcements and the fun stuff. We did some little videos. Instead of just being like, boom, here's this place that's, you know, fully up and running and ready to go. I think it's more fun to take people through the process. So we did kind of a first look at the place, and, you know, we're starting to get more things in there, more furniture, more decor and stuff, and we'll do little updates along the way. I just feel like that's going to be really fun. We shopped for a few things over the weekend, and the kids were with me, and we were like, I had this list of just some absolute essentials that they needed in there. Like, okay, we got to get a couple more little trash cans. We got to get like scissors or whatever they needed. And the kids are like, well, we need popsicles to put in the freezer. Okay, next time they come, they'll get a popsicle. And you never know when people needing legal services bring a kid along and be like, hey, popsicles. I don't have a Milani gel right now in my stuff here, so I have one that's kind of like in with the girls' cheer makeup bag, but this is my NYX Control Freak, so we'll just use that today. I haven't used her in a little while. And then I just thought I'd pull in that Milani Luminoso eyeshadow palette that came out, I want to say about a year ago, was it? It seemed like a special edition thing, but they still carry this at Walmart. So it's just a little 9-pan palette. There's a lot of kind of glowiness in this palette. Our mattes are up here, and everything else has some level of shimmer. Some are deeper than others, some you might find more wearable than others, but I mean, it's all generally a pretty wearable spread of shades, I think. Milani eyeshadow primer, well loved. Love this primer. And I don't think I'm going to use that waterproof mascara that they put in there, just because I'm not ever really reaching for waterproof unless I really think I'm going to need it that day. Otherwise, I just would prefer to wear my regular kind. It's easier to remove. And I really like actually that anti-gravity formula just in the regular. So that's what I'm working through right now. I don't need to bust open a new tube of anything. So I'm going to start out with one of these little mattes up here. We'll go to In the Clouds. I've kind of been rediscovering one of these little Milani eyeshadow palettes, the one called Gilded Nude. Really good, really liking it. One of my faves though has been the Ungilded Most Loved Mattes. If you're looking for a great matte wardrobe and you like to veer onto the warmer side of things, it's just so good. Milani's got a great matte texture, and when they don't try to reinvent the wheel on shimmer, they have a really good shimmer texture as well. A lot of the shimmers in here are kind of soft shimmers, not too shaky, flaky and chunky. I about said shaky and flunky. It's okay. I think I've had only like 3 sips of coffee so far this morning. But yeah, this is Gilded Nude, another thing you can find at Walmart. Really pretty shades in there. Love that. It'd be so easy to just do a really barely there eyeshadow look with this palette, like taking this shade right here, maybe blending the edge of that with a little bit of this peach called Halo. This is another matte. You said there's only 3 mattes in the palette? Oh yeah, I'm using them. Using all of those. Nice little peachy vibe there. This palette really doesn't go that dark. If you're looking for a dark matte, it's going to be this one down here called Horizon, kind of like a true brown. Surprised we haven't seen Biddy come in here yet, but I let him stay up kind of late watching gymnastics last night for the Olympic trials. So fun. There we go. I know this needs to be blended, but this is just the application happening. Just when I thought my sneezing had kind of gone away, this morning it's back. So what we can do with this shade, as you can see, not only put it on the lid with the flat brush, but you can use the flat brush to place it up toward the crease too. And then when you bring in a smaller brush, this is Profusion Small Pointed, comes in the set with the first brush I used for crease. But I haven't added anything to this brush, but look, it can just spread, move it around, get just the placement you want with that shade, and it's really soft. So yeah, Milani just doing a great job with the mattes. You can also get mini palettes from Milani that I've also been rediscovering. Are they 5 or 6 pan? Yeah, they're 6, the ones shaped like this. They're all kind of neutral color family options, but there's a nice all matte option there too if you just want a small sampling of matte shades that you could use in a full look. But with this Luminoso, it's kind of going to be rooted in that peachy vibe. Got several different light options. We have two things that could take us in more of a reddish, you know, add even more kind of fiery looking warmth to the look with Sunset or Pink Moon. Both are shimmers. We have Luminoso right in the middle. We have Beam down here, which looks maybe even brighter than Luminoso, and then Soul, we got a gold there. Dusk is really pretty, this brown with shimmer up top. I think I'm going to take a little bit of Beam, just pick it up with my small flat pointed brush. Ooh, that's a really pretty pearly finish shade. It seems really similar to a shade I used in an M Cosmetics palette just last video. Oh, that's nice. It's really full coverage, you know, like a super pigmented shade, but it's not giving you like wild shimmer. Nothing wrong with that for a little soft everyday eye. I mean, everything just blended so easily, one shade into the next. Definitely happy with that. I don't really have a Milani eyeliner that I really want to use. Maybe I could use, hang on. Yeah, I forgot I had this. This is a newish product. It was in my drawer. The ones where I keep newer things to try to remember to use. The Stay Put Tank eyeliner. This is the shade Brown. I think this might be good, keeping it a little bit soft maybe. But the idea of the tank, I say it glides on seamlessly, dries quickly, never transfers, and it features a unique storage tank that keeps all air out of the product and keeps the formula fresh. And this is made in Japan, actually. And it is a felt tip liner pen. It's not a brush tip, but it does get very fine, and the actual tip itself is not too firm. I think we're gonna find that it's flexible enough to easily cross the lash line here. It's kind of long enough to almost feel like you're laying it down on its side and practically stamping it. That looks good. Maybe we can do a gentle wing with it, see how that goes. Looks good to me. This brown really is a near black, though, I'd have to say. Hopefully the staying power with this is awesome today, because it's definitely doing well in terms of the application, the pigment, not needing to go back over lines because they weren't opaque enough, like fully opaque in one swipe. Really caps nicely and tightly. Super juicy, but it's a brand new product. I would say I just always store pens like this flat, and that's led to very good longevity with most every liner pen that I use, so consider keeping it flat. Next, we're just gonna curl the lashes. I'm gonna use this anti-gravity mascara. This has been a pretty good curl holding formula for me. I kind of want to do a video where I talk about mascaras and like the one that's best in each different category, you know, like the best for lengthening, the best for thickness, the best for staying power, the best for curl holding. Like a really intense and specific Emily Awards. Brush is rubber bristle, and when you take it out, you do see some product on there. We talk about this a lot, but you want it to load up quick. If you got lashes that don't hold a curl well, you don't want to be passing through this 8,000 times. So it is an hourglass shape. I don't feel like it's too oversized, like it's relatively easy for me to control it. See, there's just one coat. It's nice thickness. It's very black. It's going to keep the lashes standing at attention, and I'll probably add just a little bit more too. There she comes.
Hi.
Hi. Love you.
Can I read?
Yes, you can read. Dark, thick. I mean, this is a very good thickening mascara as well as a curl holding mascara. And I'm going to do a little bit of Cali Ray Come Hell or High Water down here. Not that the anti-gravity waterproof wouldn't probably fare well on the lower lashes as well, but I've already got this open. There's really no sense busting into yet another product. And then this is going to lead us into our lip look, which is yet another new product. They've got a Luminoso shade of the Fruit Fetish lip oil. And they have a little picture of a peach on it, so I bet it's going to smell amazing. Oh my gosh, that's so good. It's very strong. If you like peach, it's sweet, but it feels more like a real peachy scent even than like a bag of peach rings would, but close to a peach ring scent. Okay, awesome. Let's see what that looks like in a swatch here, because I think I'm going to combine it with a lip liner. We're getting sheer. There is like a goldeny shimmer in an all-around like sheer peachy colored gloss. I've really enjoyed the Fruit Fetish lip oils. I've got some great shades in that nudes category that they came out with. But I think a lip liner shade that would coordinate really well with this look is the Understatement lip liner in Cinnamon Statement. So I'm going to use that here, and I'm going to slightly overline right at the top of the lips. I've heard if you overline anywhere, that is where you want to try to do it. So we'll experiment with that. I'm sort of going in, kind of aiming to fill in more of the lips as well, just so I have better staying power. Okay, let's just see. Ooh, that's pretty on top. Can you see the golden sheen that's coming out of this? Dang, that does look really good. Something I kind of like about the applicators on these Fruit Fetish lip oils, they're like a turned back doe foot. They don't cup and hold too much product, so you never feel like you get a really overwhelming amount on your lips at once. You don't have to watch them as close as I do like a Maybelline Lifter Gloss, even though I love lifter glosses. Another made in Germany product. But here we go with the full face of Milani. I would say everything came together really nicely. I was not thrilled with the concealer. That's not a new thing though. It's just kind of an odd feeling. Even though, yes, it brightened up my under eyes, I've seen more coverage and just a better look on the surface of the skin from other concealers that I have. I still want to work with those bronzing drops really as well as my e.l.f. ones in some other various ways just to see like how versatile they are, what way I like to use them best, but I think they saved us a little bit on the foundation today and gave us an all-in-all more glowy look. Really liked the blush stick, and the blush stick layered with Luminoso looked very good. So enjoyed that and enjoyed the new lip product as well. And if you like a peachy scent, you've got to check that out. But yeah, feel free to let me know your thoughts in the comments section, and I will see you guys again very soon in my next video. I love you. Bye.